Representative Tom Calter held his fifth in a series of substance abuse awareness programs last week at Silver Lake High School. The educational program was for all parents and caring adults to learn about the very real epidemic of opiate and heroin abuse facing our community today. The panel program featured a presentation followed by a question and answer and can be seen right here on PACTV. PCN visited their resource expo to talk with some of the exhibitors just to see how regular people from all walks of life have been affected by heroin and how some of them have found their way out of this horrible situation. The expo featured area organizations, parent support groups, treatment centers, and a myriad of other resources connected to substance abuse.
There's no empirical data that can actually prove that DARE does or doesn't work. You can't really have a study that says that kids who did or didn't do it. The main thing is treating the kids with respect. One of the things that's very valuable with DARE is the fact that it actually does treat the kids with respect and allows them to make their own decisions. We give them strategies and coping skills to deal with the situation, but realistically what happens is they have to actually make those decisions. By treating by respect is what we're trying to do is not tell them that everything is bad and that everything is horrible out there. We tell them that there are risks and there are also rewards to have in life, and you try to base it upon the fact that they're going to try to work towards rewards, goal setting, and try to avoid things that are going to be negative towards them. And that's why we're honest with how we explain about addiction and what those drugs will actually do to them. In fact, there are different times during the year where I show the long-term effects of drug use and how that affects people physically, psychologically, and also how it affects their family life and structure, as well as legally as well.
There's about 40 towns now that still have DARE. It has been growing slowly, so we're hoping to bring DARE back little by little, but the majority of state funding disappeared for DARE. So the departments that have DARE, it's because the chief of police and the people in town have said that it's a good program and they made the commitment to pay for it.
Well, we take first-time offenders, usually young adults or juveniles, and we put them through a program for if they're like a non-violent crime. And what we do is we give them community service hours, stuff like that, and it's all prior to arraignment, so we'll dismiss the charge prior to arraignment if they complete the program.
What we have here is the Photo Voice Project. It's a class put on by Brockton High as well as Cardinal Spellman, where they had students participate in a 6 to 8 week class. The class was a two-part class. The first half of the class is based on drugs, the impact of drugs, and the second half of the class is based on photography. As you can see, some of the pictures were taken all by students. As they took the pictures, they brought them back into class, had a discussion in class about what the pictures represented to the students, and then based off the conversation, there's some quotes that coincide with each picture that the students shared well in class. Some of them have a pretty powerful message.
So it's called the Brook Retreat. It's located in Plimpton, Mass. It's a 12-step peer-to-peer sober living community. Basically, me and Mike both recovered, and we're just trying to help the people.
What we're looking at right now is a community epidemic. It isn't a police issue. It isn't a medical issue. It isn't a school issue. It's the whole community. And this is an opportunity for us to come together and put our heads together and try and make headway into this problem to help each other, the families and the kids that are directly involved. That's why we reach out to the schools to do it here.
Kind of like me, I had to get out of town. I grew up here, and I couldn't get clean here for the life of me. So I went north and designed this program, and things have worked out pretty good.
There are typically two pathways. The first one is to start with recreation drugs and work your way up to heroin because it's so cheap. The second pathway is when one is suffering from pain and they're prescribed an opiate medication like an OxyContin, oxycodone, Percocet, and they become addicted to that because it's not managed carefully. So I would say to all people that are suffering from a sports injury, be aware of what the limitations of that drug are and what the time frame is, that what it's prescribed for, and parents manage the prescriptions that are assigned to your children or even to each other.
I think this is a great opportunity for people to come here and get some information on the drug issue. Sometimes just information can get back to other people, and it can hopefully prevent somebody from getting into a situation that they can't get out of. So I love seeing so many people come to this. It's here in Kingston, and I think I applaud everybody who put up the tables to give out this information. It's really great and great for the community.